We've talked so much about what happens in the twin flame dynamics, and the twin flames are currently here from ascension perspective. And you've been on this journey for so long, and you're doing wonderful work in terms of coaching the twin flames and even on the ascension process. So, what has been your deepest or most profound spiritual experience in this journey?
So there are several. I can share a couple of them. First that is coming to my mind is very simple, which actually started my spiritual journey, and that was as I shared my journey initially. There was a time when my twin flame had not replied to my letter, and it had been almost 7 years that I fell in love with him. Then there was this no contact phase for no talk phase for 5 years. Then I sent him a letter, and again 2 years went after that. So almost 7 years. I was so much in love with this guy. I expressed my feelings uh, after 5 years. So 2 years, I was in kind of a limbo state that, okay, I'm not expecting anything, but at least acknowledge something for me. And there was one day it was a threshold that how long I can just keep very nice feelings about this guy. And this guy is like, he looks like he doesn't care. I used to see him every day around my house, but he wouldn't look at me. He would act as if nothing has happened, even after reading my letter. So I was very much upset. And one day I came from somewhere and it was around 7 o'clock in the evening. And I went to meet my friend who stays just next to his house. And I saw him standing with his friends and I was so angry. And I said inside my mind to God that all this love and whatever, blah, blah, it all exists in movies. There is nothing, you know, some no concept of love or faith or whatever big things we are talking about. All is bullshit. Basically, I was so angry. And I said, I'm not going to see your face of this guy ever after. And I had come to this conclusion or feeling so many times in my life that, oh, I just want to forget him. I don't want to think about him. My life is such a mess because of this whole feeling. So I want to give up. But I could never do that. But this time I was 100% determined that enough, like how long I have to do this. Uh, he doesn't care. So somewhere I was even doubting the existence of God. That not like all this is like real this thing. So I just give up, I looked at him while going to my friend's place and I said this to myself that this is the last day. I'm not going to think about him tomorrow. I know that it's going to be difficult, but that is it, like no more. Somewhere I have to look after my own sanity as well. So I decided this 100%. And I just looked at him as a last this thing that, okay, this is the last time I'm looking at him. After this, I'm not going to pay attention to this guy. I spoke to my friend about something, and maybe after 5-10 minutes, I was returning home. He was not there where he was standing earlier. There was nobody over there. So I was going back to my house. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, he came from his bike and he stood in front of me. And he said, I want to speak to you. I got your letter. And I'm like, oh my God, like I have been waiting for this guy for last 7 years. Okay, in some or the other way, in some or the other form. I have been looking forward that someday he will come, he will say something to me. He didn't come. And the moment I decided that this is it, like 100%, I had that time comes that you are able to let go from your heart 100%, that okay, no expectations whatsoever. I 100% give up, like give up or let go, whatever you want to call it. I had just done that 20 minutes back. Okay. Within 20 minutes, he came and he said that I want to speak to you. Maybe not now because it's too late, but let's meet. I want to speak to you about this thing. So I said, okay. And then she said, okay, bye. And he went. So it was just like a 2-minute conversation in the middle of the street while I was going back, and I just stood there for 5-10 minutes, just feeling completely different. And I was like, oh my God, the thing that could not happen in last 7 years just happened in 20 minutes after I
Surrender.
completely let go. And that was like a big realization for me. And more than feeling happy for this fact that he came and he spoke to me, I suddenly started realizing that means somebody is noticing my thoughts, right? Otherwise, this couldn't have happened. And that was like a big shift in my life. And I still remember I couldn't sleep the whole night that day because I was too happy, too overwhelmed by this whole thing that, oh my God, he came and he spoke to me. And even more than that, I was like, you are really paving one inch forward in your life for something, and then you give up on it. And then you say that the God does not exist, and then suddenly within 20 minutes, everything shifts for you. And then suddenly there is this dawn in front of your eyes that, oh, God exists, because otherwise this couldn't have happened. So it's like a biggest testimony the God has given to you that, no, don't worry, I'm there. I'm listening to you. So I won't say this was like a very paranormal sort of a experience, but it was a very evidential experience for me that really shifted so much for me. Suddenly, from the next day, I was so confident that this guy is going to be with me, all that, mm, whatever if and but and sorrow and pain and whatever, that completely went out of the window. And suddenly, I had this very powerful feeling in my heart. And sometimes you feel that you are so lonely, there is nobody with you, and then suddenly you have this feeling that no, even if nobody's there, God is with you, and that kind of evidentially comes to you. Oh, that kind of made a big shift in my life. After my twin flame passed away, there have been a lot of experiences where I got into the liquid state, liquid colors, geometrical forms, they are changing, and all that, which is kind of activation of the third eye, I would say, in a very aggressive way. I did experience this other dimensional shapes and forms and colors and different places. And somewhere I have this understanding now that there are certain realms that are liquid. So it feels like it's a liquid. You are in literally like a liquid wave. It feels like it's water, but it's not water. And another thing I have experienced in certain realms is that there is one realm. According to me, it's 7th dimension, but I might be wrong. But that's what comes to me. It's a realm of flowers or floral geometrical patterns. I don't know how to describe that, but it is even more vivid than the 3D.
Okay.
Okay. And mostly that sort of a vividity I have always experienced in that flower thing only. So, and how that flower looks is like it has 4 petals. Exactly, I don't know what it is called in English, but in our language it is called the boots flower. It's like a big tree with it's like the flowers hang down like a bell.
Ashoka.
No, it's a very typical fragrance flower. So that realm exactly has those flowers or similar flowers, and there is a specific geometry of 4 petals. And once you get there, you are like completely aware of those geometrical patterns and those flowers, white and gold with the flowers. And so again, in my meditation, the theta state, there was kind of a slideshow that came to me, and I saw 2 people. One person was blonde with white robe, blue eyes, yellow blonde hair, very sharp nose, and it also had a blue orb. So it was like a picture of that person, that it was not moving, it was a picture, portrait picture of that being, along with a blue orb alongside with that frame. So it was very clear for me that this is a very high soul having a blue orb in that, and it was very divine, like. And then that picture went, and then there was another picture of a lady, again a portrait, blonde hair, very hazel type of greenish eyes, very straight nose, very slim face. There was no orb over there in that picture, and it went. And then there was another visual of a spacecraft which was seen from below. So there is a light below the spacecraft, and I just can see the below side of the spacecraft. These three visuals I saw. I'm still, I mean, okay, there are possibilities that they are probably a spirit guide, or they are our own, like I was talking to somebody, they said that it must be your own version that was shown to you or whatever. But I know that these people are from that craft. They are my spirit team, somewhere, that I understand. And those portraits were also very vivid. After that, I started getting such slideshows. Okay, but this is one of the very major experience I had, which was very profound, where I really literally see those people. Such visions keep coming, but now it has kind of become a norm. So
Okay, so you have traveled to other dimensions, other realms, and probably other galaxies or star systems.
yes, and another funny thing is it very often happens when I'm having a bath. Especially I'm under shower, and normally when you are taking a shower, you would close your eyes, right?
Relax.
In a fraction of a second, that happens. Most of my spirit journeys, or these interdimensional realms, or these flowers, or these liquid things, most like 90% times it happens when I'm taking a bath or in meditation. Yeah.
Interesting and fascinating. um, so what we understand is that once we move into the fifth dimension or higher than fifth dimension, there is no concept of time and space. Essentially, time is a construct which is man-made, and it is here, and we experience everything as linear or sequential because we are in the 3D world. But when we are in the twin flame and ascension journey, there are higher vibration timelines available to us.
Yeah.
And especially what happens is, like in this matrix, as in day-to-day world, when you are with certain people, you realize that this is dense and this is lower vibration timeline. Whereas if you go to certain places which are vortex kind of places, where you realize that okay, this is high vibration place. And when you are in a higher vibration, you can access the higher vibration timelines, and everything actually is manifested as energy first, and then it gets manifested into 3D. So, what can you tell people, especially on the twin flame path, how to collapse the lower vibrational timelines and access those higher vibrational timelines and anchor them in over here?
I can share one of my profound experiences. One day I realized that I was anyways doing it, but without realizing that I was doing it. And one very amazing way to collapse your timeline is that to understand that the way we have this theory of multiverse, that there are so many versions of planet Earth existing simultaneously at the same time. So every choice that you make is diverting you to your choice, and it creates your reality, right? One way to collapse timelines, which I have unknowingly done and realized that, oh, this is a great way to collapse timelines, is that there are certain nodes of decision making that you go through in your life. Like, for example, your twin flame called you and you reacted in a certain way, and you said that, oh, don't talk to me, you blocked them. Okay. This was one incident that happened in your life. Or something happened in your past and your separation happened with your twin. So there are so many ifs and buts in our hearts that, oh, what if I should have done this, or what if I had not done this, or whatever. So I used to naturally play those things in my mind unknowingly. And I used to revisit those memories that, oh, even I had imagined this particular thing, that what if when he came to meet me and said that I want to speak to you, I had said this. I didn't say anything. I was just standing there. How stupid. I should have said something. So many times I have replayed those moments and changed those moments many times. That, oh, this happened this way. I don't want this to happen this way. Let's change that. I know that that was a timeline collapsing kind of a process, or where it shows you that if you choose a certain node, it can develop into something completely different. And how, okay, somebody would even ask that, okay, what's the big deal? Like, why are you imagining going back there? What change it actually can make in your current physical timeline, right? What I have understood, or what I have experienced, is that once you experience that timeline, it is also reflecting in many ways in your current time. Either it will heal your wounds or your belief system or something, or it would also, in some way, I feel that it would help to release your karma in some way, because you're choosing different things in that state. So I think everybody should experiment with this and see how you can collapse it. It's all about setting that intention. Something that you didn't want to happen, go there, change it with your intention, and see what happens. The spirit will show you. This is what I.
It's fascinating, yeah. So it's like put an intention, experience that thing, feel it as if you're feeling it, and then it will change that. And then it does change the present and then the future because you have changed the past.
It can also change your current state of mind, your pain or whatever. It definitely has the ability to heal your pain, your regrets. Definitely.